This is even better than we thought, as the resurgence of Stuart Skinner between the pipes for the Edmonton Oilers makes the team finally realize what exactly their identity is. I'll break down the game from last night and even more today on Oilers Digest. But first, if you're not part of the 82.6% that have subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting for? Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. But we'd also like to thank the 17% of you who have subscribed and are enjoying each and every bit of content we have coming on the channel. Also, today, before we get into the breakdown, this video is brought to you by Rentals.ca, who are proud supporters of Team Canada. While they've been supporting our national team defend their home court in international competition, they've also been helping thousands of Canadians find their home floor all across the country. Whether you're in Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal, Calgary, Halifax, Winnipeg, Mississauga, Edmonton, Victoria, or St. John's, from coast to coast, Rentals.ca have a ton of options to find the perfect place and price for you. Their website is clean and easy to use, and you can pinpoint exactly on the map where you want to move, finding all of the options in your area. Find your home court with Rentals.ca and check out their website in the pinned comment down below, or also in the description down below. And again, shout out to Rentals.ca for supporting our channel, Team Canada, and for you guys for finding the best rentals across the country. But without further ado, folks, having a ball. Yes, last night the Edmonton Oilers rolled into Denver, Colorado on the second half of a back-to-back after facing off against the Utah Hockey Club on Friday night. And, they got the dub, winning 4-1 against the Colorado Avalanche. There you can see there the final score again, with Edmonton's record of 13-9-2 got the win 4-1. And just looking at the scoring summary here, Nikolai Kovalenko makes it 1-0 on the power play for the Colorado Avalanche, but there was a bit of a missed pick at the blue line from Ivan on Connor Brown. Should have been called interference, but you know what? The past is the past, and Kasperi Kapanen, off of a tremendous solo effort from Connor McDavid, makes it 1-1, and then Vasily Podkolzin, off of a redirection, off of a Troy Stecher shot, makes it 2-1 Oilers. And then the third period, Brett Kulak gets a shot through his screen, making it 3-1 Oilers. And then finally, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, after his overtime winner on Friday night, gets his second straight goal in as many games, making it 4-1 Oilers and getting them the victory. It is a huge victory for the Edmonton Oilers, especially a huge victory for Stuart Skinner, but we'll get into that in a bit. You can see there the shots on goal, 32-28 in favor of the Edmonton Oilers. You can see there the power plays, Oilers going 0 for 2, but after letting in that first goal, killing 4 straight penalties. So the Oilers penalty kill, magnificent once again. The officiating, a bit brutal on both sides, but again, when the Oilers get the dub in the end, that's all that matters. And just looking at the game score chart here, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, tremendous game on his effort. And then Troy Stecher with a very quiet, strong game. But, the four that, impacted the most in my eyes, again, Vasily Podkolzin, 3 goals in 3 straight games. He's finding his place on this Oilers team, something that he just couldn't do in Vancouver. But you know what? One team's trash is another's treasure. Not calling Podkolzin trash, it's just how the saying works. But he's been fantastic in the Oilers' top 6, and again, great game from Evan Bouchard and Darnell Nurse there, and then the usual suspects that you expect to have a great game. Leon Draisaitl, again, his 200-foot game has been very evident this season, shutting down the McKinnon line for a good chunk of the game. But you can see there that fourth line of Perry, Ryan, and Kajula, not as strong as you would have come to expect. Just looking here at the top 3 lines from Natural Stat Trick, Podkolzin, Draisaitl, and Brown just dominating, in the numbers category there, with an 87% Corsi 4 percentage and a 91% Fenwick 4 percentage, which is just tremendous. And again, Nugent-Hopkins, McDavid, and Kapanen, who this is his less than 5 games for Kasperi Kapanen, but found his spot next to Connor McDavid. And again, there was that tremendous solo effort from McDavid for the Kapanen goal, setting up the Kapanen goal, making it 1-1. Again, Jeff Skinner, Adam Henrique, and Janmark trying to find an identity for themselves. Of course, Jeff Skinner not off to the best start in his career for the Oilers here, but it is very young in the season. Hopefully he gets more opportunities. And just looking here, from a full team standpoint, again, the usual suspects, Nurse, Kulak, of course, Hyman Emberson had a bit of a rough game, but you know what? Kulak getting the goal last night through a unscreen, or through a bit of a screen, makes up for it tremendously. And you put Kulak next to anybody and he makes them shine. Again, you can see there the Ryan, Perry, and Kajula line not as strong. But the real storyline, folks, Stuart Skinner putting up a 964 against, one of the most offensive powerhouses in the National Hockey League with Colorado. Of course, they were missing a bunch of people, but any team with Nathan MacKinnon on it is a very strong team. And, he had this to say after the game: I felt good right from the get-go. I thought that our team really helped me get in the game early on. So a full team effort here tonight. Getting the 2 wins is massive, especially on a back-to-back. It is hard to do. And, of course, the Oilers getting both wins on the back-to-back, putting some momentum behind them as they go to Vegas on Tuesday night. And, of course, Stuart Skinner from the media, some of his teammates were asked about, Stuart Skinner's ability to perform under pressure. And, of course, Draisaitl and Nurse provided some quotes regarding that. Darnell Nurse, sometimes when you're criticized or just under the microscope a little bit, you've got to just continue to have that confidence in yourself. Just believe in yourself. Either you turn the outside noise off or you use it as fuel, one or the other. Sometimes it's good to get away from it, and sometimes it's good to read what everyone says. Light a fire, and then you get to see the writers the next day. We believe in him with the amount of good hockey he's played for us. Some huge moments over the course of the last few years. He's one of the best goalies we believe around. And of course, Darnell Nurse, no stranger to criticism from not just Oiler media, but everyone on social media. So couldn't pick a better player to sort of understand what exactly is going on when it comes to the criticism surrounding you, because of course it destroys a player's confidence. When you just read nothing but bad, seems to happen in just the Edmonton landscape here. Guys over the past, like Tommy Salo, of course the Edmonton media got over him. You threw a deep cut here for you. Tom Pody, that's what led him to go to the New York Rangers. So it's nice to see the Oilers, stand behind their goaltender, and especially with Leon Draisaitl, a man of few words, but those words perfectly sum up the situation. He said Stu is very capable of being a starting goalie. We've seen it. He's done it before. He's shown it before. Just drop some of the baggage that comes with the pressure or the talk from the outside. He's a good goalie. He is our guy. And, you couldn't sum it up much better than that. From Preston Hodgkinson here of Daily Hive, you can see there Stu Skinner's his save percentage over his last 4 starts: a 964 in Colorado last night, a 941 against the New York Rangers. Of course, those two teams, you can't shrug it off exactly. They're high up in the NHL standings year after year. Minnesota, bit of an outlier, 808, but Minnesota seems to do that to the Oilers every single time. And a 931 against the Ottawa Senators. And of course, Preston saying obviously an outlier versus the wall, but otherwise he's been fantastic of late. And what better way to get this going? Of course, here there's the chart that I showed in a video earlier on in the week, but we are heading into a month that Stuart Skinner is statistically strong in, putting up a career 915 in December. So it seems to be like his dark days are behind them. Of course, October and November not as strong, but December into January, of course, the coldest months of the year in Edmonton, he seems to play the best hockey of his career. But, folks, what's next? Yes, the Edmonton Oilers begin the month of December on Tuesday nights against the Vegas Golden Knights. Of course, the Vegas Golden Knights first in the Pacific Division with 33 points, but the Oilers only 5 points behind with game in hand. Of course, the Oilers are 7-2-1 in their last 10 games. So they're on a bit of a streak. They're winning 3 in a row, and like I said, they get to face off against the Pacific Division leading Golden Knights on Tuesday, which should be a fantastic game. That's it for today's video. Let me know down in the comments what you thought of last night's game, and are you excited for Stuart Skinner? Do you think he has an outside shot of making Team Canada for the Four Nations face-off? These past couple games they've been strong, but the poor start to his season might have sunk him in that regard. But let me know down in the comments, and make sure you subscribe to the channel for any and all Oiler content. We will have some fantastic content for you coming up this week. Have yourselves a fantastic evening and a great start to the week. I'm Matt.